And welcome back from that break. Glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Hubbard, and the sign language interpreter this morning is Esther Kendi, and she is dressed in a nude pink blouse. And that is how we look on screen this morning. Now, away from that, we go straight to the stories that are making headlines in the country, and this morning we started off with matters of politics. And Azimio Kenya Kwanza talks to be held at the Bomas of Kenya today. Now, Azimio leader Raila Odinga says his coalition is ready for dialogue with Kenya Kwanza at the Bomas of Kenya. Odinga, who had a debrief meeting with the dialogue team, called on those handling the talks to expedite the process and make it above board. Here are the full details.
We want all Kenyans to understand that engaging in honest dialogue does not amount to surrender or cowardice. You must see it as an act of strength and a matter of common sense. We have put in place a technical and legal team to support our delegation to the dialogue. Consequently, we have settled on Honorable Jeremiah Kioni, the Secretary General of the Jubilee Party, to head the legal and technical team to the talks. We picked the team with a full understanding that the country is on a wrong trajectory. Anyone who thinks otherwise is being delusional.
And away from the Azimio leader to IG Kome claims Azimio hired bodies during demos. Now, shocking claims by Inspector General of Police Japheth Kome over the spate of killings during the mass protests, where he sensationally accused the opposition of hiring bodies from morgues to add to the body count. Here are the full details as well.
Senior members of the society going to mortuaries, hiring dead bodies. Calling media, telling media that these people were killed by police officers. How low can some of our leaders think?
Disappointing to see a statement from Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kome, saying that we hired dead bodies to accuse police of brutality. I don't know in which world he lives. Because the bodies we've been burying have bullet wounds on them. And death certificates confirming the cause of death.
Kwa hivyo ambaye ako kule nje anafikiria atatisha polisi, anajidanganya. We are going to deal with you family and decisively, without fear or favor, as I've said. And we are going to use all the equipment brought to us by these members of the public through the tax they pay.
Away from IG boss now to cabinet approves the importation of duty-free sugar. Now the government has rescinded the planned privatization of all state-owned sugar companies. Instead, the cabinet approved the revival and commercialization of the state-owned sugar companies through leasing.
My instructions to KCC is that let us begin to think about how we are going to cut out costs and to cut out brokers and to eliminate unnecessary expenses so that mkulima aweze kupata ile 50 iende kwa mfuko yake.
The reforms are coming. Wakulima tutaitana nyote tukubaliane on the reforms that we need in this sector. I want to thank the chairman of Dairy Board and your board.
And away from that, a Nakuru policeman shoots accused boss after dispute over duty allocations. Now, detectives in Nakuru are investigating an incident in which a police officer allegedly shot and killed his colleague following an altercation on Tuesday morning. Now, Nakuru County Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi said the incident occurred early Tuesday at the Rift Valley Regional K9 Police Unit headquarters in Nakuru City, where the officers were on duty. Now, the police boss said the officer Jackson Konga, who is believed to have shot his senior sergeant Christopher Kimeli, was disarmed and arrested. The two police officers were on duty at the Rift Valley Regional K9 Police Unit headquarters when the junior officer allegedly ambushed his colleague and shot him from behind, Mr. Ndani revealed. It was not clear why the officer killed his colleague or what the argument was about. However, a senior police officer told the nation that it could have been a dispute over work distribution.
Waliingia ndani ya rumu watatu, wakaniomba pin, nikawapatia, wakanitishia, wakaniambia unataka tuwaue wote. Nikawapatia pin, nikawapatia namba ya simu, wa transfer pesa kutoka kwa simu yangu.
Our father was brutally murdered on Saturday evening. He was having his meal with our mother, taken from the house and hacked to death.
Kuambia hakuna pesa, wakaniuliza unasema huna pesa na unanunua mahindi. Simu saa alikuwa Jumatano kwa benki akaleta pesa.
Very unfortunate incident which we have launched investigation so that we can arrest the perpetrators. The criminals were about 3 and we are now carrying out investigation and we have some leads.
Kimeli was also on duty, but he had actually signed off. He was heading to somewhere to pick his child from a certain school. So he actually had just signed off duty. He was the duty officer of that particular formation, K9 formation.
And away from that sad story now to judge who stopped the Finance Act implementation among 13 moved to latest transfers. Now, the judiciary has affected the transfer of 13 judges, including some whose judgments have gone against the executive. Now, the letter announcing the changes in stations for the 13 judges bears the signature of the principal judge of the High Court, Justice Eric Ogola, and states that the transfers take effect on the 2nd of October this year. Now, those moving from their current stations include Lady Justice Mugure Thande, who now moves from the Constitutional and Human Rights Division at the Milimani High Court in Nairobi to Malindi High Court. Now, Justice Thande's recent judgments have been seen to go against the government. It is in her court that the case challenging the implementation of the Finance Act 2023 initially landed. She suspended the implementation of the contested Finance Act 2023, temporarily stopping the government in its tracks of tax collection and recommended that a 3-judge bench be constituted to hear the case. Justice Thande had also 8 months earlier halted the government's plans to import and deal in genetically modified foods by suspending the cabinet's lifting of a 10-year ban on genetically modified organisms. A 3-judge bench later upheld that suspension, locking GMOs out of Kenya's menu for the time being. Justices Alim Visram and Hedwig Ongudi have also been moved in the transfers, with Justice Visram moving from Milimani Civil Division to the Commercial and Tax Division, and Hedwig Ongudi going to Nakuru as the principal judge there. The two are part of a 3-judge bench that declared the appointment of 50 chief administrative secretaries, CASs, and constitutional, thwarting the president plans to reward loyalists in government. Justice David Manjanja, currently leading the 3-judge bench hearing the cases challenging the implementation of the Finance Act 2023, will now serve at the Milimani High Court Civil Division from the current Commercial and Tax Division he is serving. Another notable transfer is that of Justice Diana Kavedza, who was recently promoted to a High Court judge from a magistrate who was heading the Kahawa Court. The judge has been transferred from the Milimani Law Courts Criminal Division to Kibra and Kahawa Courts. Kavedza handled the murder case of the Islay-based officer Ahmed Rashid, who was charged with murder. Others moved in the judiciary's transfers are Chacha Mwita, Hilary Chemitei, Maureen Odero, Florence Muchemi, Patricia Gichohi, Teresa Odera, Peter Mulwa, Lilian Mutende has been appointed as the CSO chair. Now, the transfers come at the same time as the appointment of some 70 resident magistrates by the Judicial Service Commission. The 70 magistrates appointment is expected to aid in expediting the hearing and determination of cases and the reduction of the backlog of cases.